Alright, welcome back to another review, and today we are going to be taking a look at Mumm-Ra, the Ever-Living from Super 7. And before we get into taking a look at this figure, I just want to say thank you to everybody who showed up in my live. I know I was under the weather, just getting over from being sick, so if I sound a little raspy, I'm still dealing with a little bit of that. Excuse me. I do want to say congratulations to the winner of the giveaway from the live, and that was CB Hunts. Congratulations to you, my man. He won a Cobra Alley Viper in the giveaway, so everybody, congratulations to him. And all right, so let's get into this review and check out Mumm-Ra. Now, as usual, let's take a look at his accessories. So Mumm-Ra comes with a few things. He comes with his fist hands, of course, and then he comes with his gripping hands. Then he comes with his creepy open hands. Then he comes with this, I don't know, this went to a machine or something like that in the old cartoon. I can't remember exactly which, some gyro regulator or something like that. I don't remember exactly. So if anybody does, please leave a comment down below. Yeah, and real quick, I know I didn't go over the paint, but it's just gray and kind of a dark blue color, and that's it. And the Sword of Plundar, which mine is in two pieces. I don't know why. I was looking for the super glue, but my wife has it somewhere, probably for her nails or whatever the case. I will need to get that so I can just fix this, because it did, for some reason, not stay the way it should have in the bottom tray when it comes, because it came flat in the tray and it was like this. So when I pulled it out, it was just kind of like, what are you gonna do? It happens. A little super glue will fix it. But anyway, it is casted in, I guess like it's not metallic, but just a gray paint to give that blade color look. And then you have the gold for the snake heads. And very nice detail on the snake heads. Mouths are open. I don't know if you can, if that's really coming through to where you can see the side of the snake's heads. You can see a little bit of the eye on them. Excuse me, but they do have, yes, it's a very, Super 7 did some nice detailing when it came to this sword. It is really big. The Sword of Plundar was big even in the cartoon, but hey, you make it work if you're gonna use it. And then he has his alternate head, his screaming head, his growling head, whatever you want to say type of head. His jaw does not move up and down, even though it does look like it. And my helmet, of course, from being in the box, is a little warped, but then again, I think it has to do with this bandage pressing against it. But see, I just do a little this, and I kind of moved it back a little bit. It's not holding it completely out, because I think this bandage has a lot to do with that. Like this one went underneath, so when they packed it, this was sitting on top, so I pressed it. But otherwise, very nice. I like the bandages that are flying out. And both heads are like this. See the one in the back. But, I mean, this guy is, you know, horrifying. He is truly what nightmares are made out of. And I would not want to come across this guy in a dark alley, let alone in a pyramid somewhere. But beautiful. Super 7 has knocked this sculpt out of the park. I have to say, this is one of the best figures so far. And I have Panthro and Lionel. And I was waiting for this Mumm-Ra, and it did not disappoint, I just want to say. So just going over the quick look at this guy's head. Look at the beautiful gold, the snake. I mean, they even put little eyes, little white dots in the eyes. You can see the fangs. You have some detail in the scales of the snake on the actual head sculpt itself. Then you come down, you have this copper look on the helmet, the white above the eyes, the blues, the reds, the teeth. I mean, beautifully done. And yes, these are probably all casted in red plastic, or, you know, black plastic, whatever the case, but still really nice. I love the gold trim going around bottom over here of the actual helmet, and then the wrinkles in the cloth coming down. Now this is a soft plastic here, and then you can change the heads on them and give them a different look. All right, now moving on, it comes with Ma-mutt. Now this has got to be the best Ma-mutt I have ever seen in my lifetime when it comes down to Thundercat figures. Super 7, I mean, this looks like he just came right out of the cartoon and boom, right out in real life. Beautiful sculpt, beautiful paintwork. He does move. Mine is a little stiff, but the legs do move, front and back. The tail, not so much, and the head, of course, does articulate, and then the collar does turn. So, I mean, look, he's Ma-mutt. Ma-mutt kind of didn't run or anything. He kind of just floated, right? He flew through the air. So, I mean, as far as a haunted bulldog is concerned, they did a beautiful, beautiful job. I mean, he does resemble his owner quite a bit. But I do like the way, the nice, red in the collar, the nice gold sticking out, the black of the ears, the eyes, the nose, the teeth, everything has been painted in detail. I mean, just beautifully done. Beautifully done. I can't express it enough. And they did some shading here for the paint to give him, for his muscle look and everything, over his little hunchback here. I mean, they gave him some shading, and even in the legs. So yeah, they did. Super 7 did a fantastic job with this. All right, so now let's get into Mumm-Ra himself. And he's a big boy. He is a big boy. And yeah, like I said, I would not want to come across this guy actually, not figure, but this guy anywhere. If I had to do battle with him, then so be it. Now, looking at this head here that's already on the figure, this snake is a little bit, should be back here some, but a little hot water will take care of that. That's just from when he was packaged. Once again, you have the gold coming down along with the copper, just like on the other head, alternate head, and then the snakes. And the snakes, like I said, they have the actual little dots in the eyes, teeth, scales, all that good stuff to give them a little bit more depth. And then the cloth back here again on the actual helmet. Then you have his bandages that come down along. These are soft plastic, they do move. So that's really nice. His symbol. If anybody can tell me where they've seen this symbol before, other than Thundercats, put it down in the comments down below. That would be great if anybody could tell me where it's, I already know the answer, but I want to know if anybody else knows. Let me know where you have seen this. And trust me, you've seen this before, way before Thundercats ever came out. This symbol you have seen plenty of times in another movie. All right, so there's your hint. Then you have the bandages coming around, and then you come down to his tunic piece here, and it's red and black with some gold trim at the bottom. Nicely done. And this is a soft plastic as well. You have gold bands that come down to his gauntlets with the actual studs on them. And then the same thing on this side as well. Then moving down to his actual feet. So beautiful muscle structure going through his legs, coming down to his knees, and then you have his actual boots. We have some texture right here. Well, gauntlets, I should say, not boots. And then the gold trim at the top, the gold coming down to the mummy wraps, and then his hairy feet, which that is pretty hairy. He should shave that, or at least, braid it, do something, bedazzle it, something. And then he has kind of like vampire feet at the bottom here. So yeah, that's Mumm-Ra's feet, very nicely done. And here's a cool part. Down at the bottom, you have the bottom of his feet, and you have, I mean, look at that texture down here to make it look as realistic as possible. Great job, Super 7. Great job. I do love this figure. And not to forget, his cape is cloth. Beautiful cloth cape that he comes with. And bendy wire. Now this comes flat, laid out in the tray itself. And then you just have to, these pegs actually come out. So these pegs, you want to be gentle and remove them, and they come out and they plug into the port here, which then plugs into the actual cape itself. And then getting it back on, just takes a little bit of doing. I'm trying to do it on camera here. You just take it, kind of hold it like that. That's probably your best bet, is just to hold it still. And then, it's so small for my big fingers. There we go. And there you go. And then Mumm-Ra's cape is in. His head pops off. When you pop off his head, okay, and it takes a little bit of doing when you go to remove this head. These bandages come off, okay? They're made that way because then you have this piece over here that overlaps to the back of the cape, and there is a peg back here. The peg holds the cape, supposed to hold the cape on, and it's higher at the top part here than it is at the bottom, so it doesn't really go all the way to hold the cape in. So I believe this is why they put this here to help it. And then when you pop the head on, you just pop it on the peg. So let's, sorry, reaching across to the behind. You can pop this head on. Oh my God, it's so tight. All right, I believe I have that on there all the way. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Just make sure it's on there. That's all. And now you have Mumm-Ra with that screaming head on there. Trying to get him to stand. All right. So let's take a look at his articulation. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. All right, so let's get into the articulation of this guy. So of course, can his head look up? No. Can he look down? Not really. But that's because you have this back here and then his jaw. That's not gonna allow you, along with the mummy wraps, it's not gonna allow you to really look down. Can he look side to side? Yes, he can. Now, as far as, excuse me, his shoulder articulation, his shoulders move out, okay? Now, when you get to this part here, it does rub. So I just wanna show you, see? It rubbed on mine, you get a little bit of that. So if you want him to do where he's got his arms out, you really gotta kind of push that to get that out. That's as far as I'm going to attempt to push mine, because I am not going to break this. Now, as far as bicep swivel, he does have a bicep swivel and it will swivel. So if you turn it like this, you get better range to have his arms out, to give him that you know, Mumm-Ra look when he's transforming. He does have a wrist swivel. His wrists do bend side to side, and they do swivel, and you know, inside here. So you know, mine seemed like it's a little loose because you just kind of plug in there. And this wrist here, I think, gets in the way of some of his articulation as well. That's why it pops out the wrist. But the cape does not hinder. And excuse me, before I forget, there is a bendy wire that goes through here, here, and the other side of the cape as well. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bendy wires in the actual cape. And yes, it will slip off of the actual peg here, because that peg, you know, it just slides through to help hold it, so you can get your look that you're looking for as far as when you are posing this guy. Now this side here, like I said, there you go. That is the best you're gonna get with this guy, as far as that Mumm-Ra ever living pose, on getting him up there without messing up his, you know, scuffing that up a whole lot. All right, now as far as waist articulation, his waist moves forward, it moves back, and he can turn side to side. And then under his tunic here, his legs can move out this far, which, you know, of course the tunic is stopping it. And they can move back that far. He can do the splits this far. Now, if he didn't have the tunic on, he could probably do the splits a lot. He does have a single jointed knee, and before I forget, he does have a single jointed elbow up here. So I almost forgot that, so I apologize. And then moving down to his ankle I'm sorry, he does have an upper thigh swivel. I almost forgot that. And he does have ankle articulation as far as his foot moving forward this far, or back this far, I should say. And then pivoting forward, that's as far as his foot goes. And then side to side, he does have a great ankle pivot. Now, I don't have anybody out to do any comparisons with. As far as my sort of Plundar being broke, it is what it is. A little super glue will fix that. I'm not worried about that. So, you know, shit happens. But as far as this figure, it does not disappoint whatsoever. I do not have anybody out to compare him to. I will use him as a comparison in other videos because I'm going to leave him out. What can I say? It's standard Super 7 articulation, so it's what you expect. You're not going to get some dynamic movement out of these guys. So that, you know, that's what I'm saying with that, is just no dynamic movement. As far as you're going to pose him, you're going to put him on a shelf, you put him in his pose, and there he goes. I mean, he's a great addition to your collection. If you're a Thundercat collector, you must have this Mumm-Ra. You must have. If he's not one of your favorite characters and you don't want him, don't get him. But is he worth it? Yes, he is. He is one of the best figures thus far they have made. Now, I got my Panthro, who is my all-time favorite Thundercat. I have Mumm-Ra, I have Lino. Am I going to keep going with this line? That's my choice. I choose not to, because I have my favorite ones. Monkeyin is my all-time favorite on the bad guy side. I know they made him, but I'm probably not going to pick him up, because the reasoning is there are Silverhawks coming out, and that's that. So Super 7, I have to say, great job to them. Beautiful work on this guy. And yeah, as far as pet peeves go, you know what? Just this coming broken in the box. But like I said, shit happens. A little super glue, you'll never know. And I'll probably never pose him with that sword anyway. But besides that, hey man, that's that. Once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review on Mumm-Ra the Ever Living from Super 7. Please, if you haven't checked out any of my other videos as far as Triclops or King Grayskull or, you know, Thor Love and Thunder, or even the live that I did, and you want to go back and see where CV actually wins the giveaway, please feel free, go check it out. I want to give a shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Everybody new to the channel, thank you so much for hanging in there for all the new people. Like I said, I was sick, so I did the live last week along with the giveaway. And yeah, so I'm just now getting better. So there will be some more videos coming up, so stay tuned for those. As far as this video, that's all I have to say on Mumm-Ra the Ever Living. And I'm glad that they gave him the cloth cape with the actual bendy wire in it. It makes a great addition to the actual figure itself. Once again, great job Super 7. You knocked this figure out of the park. In my book, you knocked it out of the park. This guy is, you know, nightmarish, scary all the way around. Great addition to the shelf, and it doesn't matter which head you put on him. The screaming head, the regular head, he is just menacing all the way around. And before we go, I just want to give another shout out to CB Hunts. If you guys have not checked out his channel, please go ahead and check it out. He does some wonderful, wonderful content. And once again, everybody give him a congratulations for his win on winning the Cobra Alley Viper. Now, with all that being said, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment down below. As always, I will catch you all on the flippity flip.